Sometimes you know your baby's tired and they just won't fall asleep. The cause is usually a too late bedtime, and your baby is overtired and overstimulated, and they're having a really difficult time settling down to sleep. The perfect bedtime for most children is between 6:30 and 7 p.m. Some babies even need to go to bed at 6 p.m. to ensure that they're not overtired when going to sleep. Shift your bedtime routine a little bit earlier than the time you start seeing those sleepy cues, so that when that time hits, they're already in the dark in their crib.
This is the ultimate question all new parents have. And the reason why you and probably all parents of babies are asking this question is because the sleep deprivation of the early months takes a toll on all moms and dads. I know what you're going through. And what I can tell you is that you will eventually sleep for 8 hours again. But there's no answer to when. That's because every baby is different, and some babies will sleep for 8-hour stretches beginning at 12 weeks, while others won't start doing that until 9 months or even later. That said, I will give you 2 things that can give you some solace. First, most babies tend to sleep for 8-hour stretches or longer, beginning around 4 to 6 months old, so your full night's sleep may be sooner than you think. Second, once babies are over 14 pounds, they are metabolically able to get all of their feeding needs during the day, and in theory, they'll be able to sleep through the night. Now, whether your baby does or does not sleep through the night has a lot to do with other factors, but knowing that they don't need to eat during the night after reaching 14 pounds can give you the confidence to know that you can help your baby learn to sleep for longer stretches during the night.
So there are many great benefits to swaddling your baby. In fact, research shows that babies who are swaddled are quieter, they sleep longer, and have lower heart rates. Swaddling your baby is also a great defense against the Moro reflex, which is also known as the startle reflex. This is the reflex that sends your baby's arms out and wakes them during nap time or overnight sleeps. So I'm going to show you now step by step how to swaddle your baby. That way he or she gets more restful sleep. Okay, so the how-to to get your baby swaddled. You're gonna lay your swaddle out. I have a very large one, and this is a super cute swaddle by Lovevery's home line. So I have it laid out, and then I'm gonna take one of my corners and fold it down. So I have a nice triangle shape within my swaddle. Because this is such a big swaddle, I have more room to work with. My triangle can be bigger. If you have a smaller swaddle, you're gonna wanna keep the triangle a little bit smaller. I'm gonna place my baby down so her shoulders are right in line with the top of the triangle. And then I'm going to take one of my corners and wrap it around her right side. So arms are down, I come in and across on it, and I'm gonna tuck it in underneath her. And you can make sure it's a bit more taut just by pulling the other side of that triangle. Okay, so next is important. It's the bottom. So the bottom's gonna come up. Bottom comes up, and you're going to wrap that in at the top. So it's tucked. Yeah. And the rest of that fabric, I have a lot can go in underneath her. And then I have the final corner. Final corner is gonna come up and around. And again, you wanna make sure it's nice and taut. So I tuck it underneath her. I grab the rest of the fabric, I pull on it to make sure it's nice and taut. Yeah. And then you can either wrap the ends or tuck it, and then you have a nice swaddled baby. So now that you know how to swaddle your baby, you might be wondering, when should I stop swaddling my baby? If your baby is breaking out of the swaddle, seems generally uncomfortable while being swaddled, is outgrowing his or her swaddle, and or showing signs of rolling, your kiddo might be past the benefits of swaddling. In addition, if your baby's no longer showing signs of the startle reflex, It's probably the case that your baby is able to self-soothe him or herself for longer periods of time while sleeping and might be ready for a life without the swaddle.
Babies practice new skills in their sleep. Have you ever glanced at your baby monitor's screen and watched your baby appear to crawl while they were sleeping? Or seen them flip over from front to back to front, over and over again? This is totally normal and is one of the many ways babies process what they've been learning and practicing during their waking hours. Motor development skills are often processed during the phase of sleep called REM, when our eyes dart back and forth rapidly and we dream more deeply. It can be cute to watch your baby sit up in the middle of a nap, but it's a little less adorable when they actually wake up. What if your baby has learned to sit up, but not yet how to lie back down? A 2015 study by the Society for Research in Child Development found that the onset of crawling can be particularly disruptive to a baby's sleep, as this is one of the most significant motor milestones little ones achieve. If you notice this behavior is disrupting your baby's sleep, and it may not be, there are a few things you can try. Help them practice the skill while they're awake, and especially how to get back to a comfortable position. If they can roll one way but not the other, give them opportunities and encouragement to roll back. If your baby can sit up but can't lie down, or vice versa, do it with them. If you're able, play a game of sit down, sit up, which we realize doesn't sound like the world's most exciting game, but can actually be loads of fun and save you and your baby some nighttime sadness. If you do go help them in the night or during a nap, see if you can guide them with words and gentle gestures rather than correcting their posture for them. Give it time. Patience is hard, but sometimes our little ones just need a little time and space to practice. And then one day, it seems like a switch was flipped and suddenly they can crawl, sit up, walk, roll over, or any of the many skills they're constantly working on.
And I was proud in my big old bed.
Transitioning into a bed without any boundaries can be tricky. It's also really tricky to stay in your bed. So we want to help your child sleep all night in their bed.
What happens at night? Do you get out of your bed or do you stay in your bed?
Stay in the bed.
Stay in the bed.
Really want to help you with all of those toddler sleep challenges and help give your child a role model to follow, to stay in their bed all night.
What do you think?
Good.
It's good.
I know you've been
I get questions from parents all the time about the dreaded 4-month sleep regression. But this does not need to be a scary change for your child. And today, I'm going to give you 5 easy tips to help you navigate this exciting development for your baby. The first one is to implement a nap schedule. The second tip might feel very counterintuitive, but it's actually to shift bedtime earlier. A third tip to help your little one sleep more soundly is to create a disturbance-free sleep environment. A fourth tip is to provide your child a little space to start to learn to self-soothe so that they can learn to settle independently. The last tip is to set your baby up for success by establishing healthy sleep habits. If you have any other questions about the 4-month sleep regression or any other sleep issues, you can chat with me and other experts on the Lovevery app.
Good night. Glory.